Mike Leahy, president of the Long Island chapter of the United States Lighthouse Society. I'm here with our friend Jay Schneiderman, a legislator from Suffolk County. Jay has been very helpful to us in the restoration of the Cedar Island Lighthouse. We wouldn't be here today without Jay, so we really want to thank him and show him our appreciation. Jay, thank you very much. Great job.
Michael, thank you. Let's get that mic a little closer so you can record it. I wouldn't be here without you. So really, we needed somebody like you who could take this on. This is a really important historic building, as you know, and it had just fallen into disrepair. The years had gotten the best of it. And until you came along and some of the friends you've brought here, it would just continue to crumble and deteriorate. So thank you on behalf of Suffolk County. We need you as much as you need us.
Well, it's a labor of love for us. Thank you very much.
So now, so can you tell us a little bit about what's going on here today? Because I know behind us is the lantern. Is that what the piece is called?
Right. This is the lantern from the Cedar Island Lighthouse. We took the lantern off the lighthouse back in 2013. Last summer, we restored it at the Sag Harbor Yacht Yard. And today, we're putting on the new ball and new chimney, which are the last of the parts. We're planning to put this back up onto the lighthouse probably in the spring of next year. If not the fall of this year, we will see.
So Michael, in taking on an endeavor like this is a big task. So you don't go to like a historic lantern parts store or anything, right? So you say, okay, we need these pieces. So tell me how you ended up getting or fabricating these pieces for the lantern.
Well, thank God for the internet, because you go online and you look for foundries, and we found a foundry, the OK Foundry in Richmond, Virginia. We had several bids. They gave us the best price, and they made these parts and they shipped them to us, and here they are.
Able to work from photographs or old drawings? How'd you know what it looked like originally?
We sent the old ball and chimney to them, and they had to make a casting of the old ones so they could exactly match the new ones, and they make that out of wood, and that's very labor intensive, and that's why it adds to the cost. Right. Bob Coco has very generously, come in here, Bob. Bob Coco has very generously been helping us all through this process, and here he is with his equipment and his helpers, and he's going to use his equipment, and we're going to lift this up. So that's what we're going to do. The old ball and chimney, by the way, we donated to the museum, and it's sitting inside right now.
Michael, in terms of design, maybe we could come over here and look at this. So we have two sections. This is the stack.
That's the chimney.
The chimney. And this is the ball on top. So when you say chimney, that implies that there's smoke coming out of it. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, originally, the light was fueled by whale oil when this was built in 1868, and then it went to kerosene it was kerosene actually right up until the end in 1934. So there was a lot of heat generated. So that's why a lighthouse always needs a chimney, and the hot air comes up through here, goes into that ball. And Bob, if you can see down in the ball there are holes all around the bottom of the ball, so the air comes up and then the hot air goes out that ball, and large birds and other things can't get inside. That's the design.
Imagine it would get pretty hot up there too for the birds with that heat, but not anymore. So now we're not using kerosene or whale oil, so is there going to be a light inside the lantern, and how will it be illuminated?
Well, the Coast Guard maintains the aid to navigation about 100 feet from the lighthouse, and I think that was going to remain. We will not become a private aid to navigation. What we may do is we may have a replica 6th order Fresno light made for us, and we'll put that up in the lantern. Even though it will not be functional, it will show people when it's when we open it as a bed and breakfast, people can go up into the lantern and see the kind of light that was there when it was an active lighthouse.
So looking at this stack in the ball here, and not only is it very heavy, but there seems to be some kind of surface on it, I imagine, to keep the rust from coming back. Tell us about how it's coated.
Right. When we brought the lantern up to the Sag Harbor Yacht Yard, we had Blaster Andy, who was a terrific guy. He came with his staff, and they sandblasted the whole piece of equipment, and they coated it with a coat of zinc, 2 coats of polyurethane, and a cover coat above that. And we did the same thing to these two. So we don't think these will rust for at least 40 or 50 years. So I'm not sure how many of us will still be around when it starts to rust, but we hopefully it will be a long time.
And so, and what's the plan for the public? This is eventually this will go on top of the lantern, this will go on top of the chimney, and then the whole thing is gonna eventually move to the actual lighthouse. And then do you have plans so that the public can actually come and see it?
Well, until we open this, until we finish the restoration and the interior of the restoration, the lighthouse is really not open to the public. So that's the benefit that we're bringing here, that the lighthouse will be open to the public, and once we open, they can come in and get up to the lantern, and they can feel what it's like to be a 19th century lighthouse keeper here in Sag Harbor, and that's our objective.
Now, obviously, this costs money. All of this costs money. I know we're helping you out some from the county, but you're also depending upon volunteers and contributions, right?
Right. We have lots of volunteers here, and they're all standing around here, many of them, and we're also applying for some funds from New York State. We're getting some funds from several private foundations. So between the public and the private, this really is a public-private partnership here with Jay and the Suffolk County Parks Department. We're using funds from all of those sources.
Now, you'll be able to visit. There's going to be a museum there, and the county also agreed to allow you to have a bed and breakfast type of operation to fund the museum and the historic preservation of this building. So the public will be able to visit. Is there going to be a boat that will go from Sag Harbor, the village, to this the Cedar Island Lighthouse?
Well, we're working on that. There will be boats that will take people from Sag Harbor to the Cedar Island Lighthouse once we get a dock. While people will be staying at the bed and breakfast, our plan is to have several hours a day when the public can come in and see and get inside the lighthouse. They may not be able to enter the bedrooms of the guests, but they will be able to enter the public spaces and get up into the lantern. That's how we foresee this process.
Hey, good choice for black back a little more. That's the one ball, dude.
Here it goes.
It'll go down by itself.
This is Mike Leahy again. We are finished. I'm sure you can see behind me the lantern with the ball and chimney on top, and we're looking forward to that ball and chimney and this lantern being on top of the Cedar Island Lighthouse for the next 145 years. So thank you very much, and we look forward to your support and help.
My name's Greg Terrio, and I'm the general manager of the Sag Harbor Whaling Museum, and we are greatly honored to have been the recipients of the chimney and ball from the lantern of the original Cedar Point Lighthouse, a gift to us from the Long Island chapter of the American Lighthouse Society. It is now sitting in the main parlor of the Sag Harbor Whaling Museum in the beautiful fireplace in the main parlor, and we're greatly honored to have it. It'll be a treasured piece, and we thank them very much and support their ongoing efforts in the restoration of the Cedar Point Lighthouse.